thank you, first of all, so much for taking the time to talk to me. And I want to go straight into Devs. This is a great sci-fi series. I loved every second of it. And yes, I know how it ends, but we're not going to spoil anything.
Okay.
It's brilliant, by the way. But so what is your relationship to sci-fi? I know last year you were in Lucy in the Sky, but you haven't really done a lot of sci-fi in your career. So what is this sci-fi genre? What does it mean to you?
Well, I'm a big fan of the genre, and I've always loved reading science fiction my whole life. And I'm a theater actor originally from Chicago, and so if you're lucky enough to get work as an actor, you kind of just go whichever way the wind blows. And the wind blew me into being known for television comedy first and foremost. But when I was working in the theater in Chicago, I did a lot more dramatic stuff, and I was kind of known as a villain more than anything. And so for me, it was just an absolute thrill. I've been a big fan of Alex Garland for his career, and so to get a call from him really was thrilling, because if I ended up in a Star Wars, a Star Trek, a Chris Nolan, piece, and anything like that, those all thrill me to death.
Let's talk a little bit actually about your new character, Forrest. On one hand, I felt very empathetic to him since he did lose a daughter, so he lost a child, so that's very tragic in a person's life. But then on the other hand, he's not that likable. He's manipulative, all these things. So how would you describe him to somebody who doesn't even know yet who he is?
Yeah, he's one of these sort of strangely aloof tech geniuses. And especially from the get-go, Alex's brilliant, novelist's brain is very apparent, because Forrest is set up as a clear villain and sort of a cold, bloodless sociopath, and then as you come to learn about his motives and what he perceives as the justification for his actions and his sort of philosophy, you then, I think, begin to have an understanding of him. And as you said, you can empathize with him. I don't think that justifies or forgives some of the things that he does, but at least it all makes sense in the end. And it posits, I think, really interesting questions about determinism and free will. And if determinism is true, does that exonerate us from any of our actions or not? I think that's a really interesting question.
To prepare for this role, did you brush up on your quantum physics knowledge? Did you visit Silicon Valley, stuff like that?
No, I didn't. But Alex did, and he relayed all of that information to me. The nice thing about certain acting roles, when they're well written, if I was playing a cop, is a great example. If I'm playing a cop and there's a bunch of down and dirty scenes in my squad car, like busting some drug deals on a street corner, then I think it's very valuable to maybe go ride around in an actual police car and sort of get the vibe and the feel. But the great thing for me about this role is that none of that kind of actual technical knowledge or skill was required of me in the portrayal. Like everything brilliant that Forrest has done to create this company and this software and this intellectual property has all been done far in the past. And now he has other geniuses like Katie and Lyndon and Stuart, the people actually running devs. They're the ones who, I feel like if anybody needed to practice coding, they're the ones who are doing it, because I've become sort of a gentleman farmer where I just show up and make sure everything is growing properly. And so, I read through all my scenes, and when your writer is great, as Alex is, he sort of answers a lot of those questions for me. So I was much more concerned with the emotional information that Forrest was putting across than I was with the computer stuff.
Mm. Thank you so much, Nick. And thank you again for this wonderful performance. And I wish we could talk about the ending because it is so magnificent. And anybody who's watching, please stick through it, watch until the end because it is mind-blowing, right?
Yeah, one thing I would say, yeah, it's absolutely worth it. But I've heard some scuttlebutt where in this fast-paced, short attention span era, I hear people saying, "Oh, I couldn't stick with it. The show, it was too slow." And I would absolutely recommend know that going in. Take a deep breath, relax, because it's like a beautiful piece of classical music. The music and the score, the soundtrack are incredible, but it's really worth it the way it plays out. It's really like an 8-hour film. So it's not fast edited. It's not an action movie. It's a beautifully made, exquisite piece of art by Alex, and the cast is astonishing, and all of the departments. So I'm just really grateful that I got to be part of this collaboration.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.